everyone, it's Megan Stitching Moon here for my kit parade. I'm so excited to get the time to film this. There may be some interruptions. My daughter is playing in the next room, my son is napping. Hopefully my husband can get them if needed, but I hope to film this all in one take. I have 50 kits, and I also want to show you some of the ones that I'm doing that are current whips that are kits. So yeah, I just want to say, I know it's kind of a tough time right now in the US. Right now it's July 14th, 24. So hopefully if you're affected by any of that, you can just pause from the media, dive in here into the craft that we love. So that said, I want to first go into the Dimensions Gold collection that I have. Then I'll go into my regular Dimensions, the one petite that I have, and then we'll go into my other non-Dimensions kits. And I have a lot of different designers and brands, so there's probably more, I don't know if they're equal, but similar amounts of each, so there's a lot of variety here. I'm not going to list everything down below, so you can either pause and write it down, or just ask if you're not sure about something. So let us get into it. Oh, also I'm in a new place, well, new for filming. It's my Stitchy corner that I did show in one of my videos, a little tour, but yeah, it's cozy and I'm in a little rocking chair. So let's see. We'll start with the gold collection, Dimensions Gold Collection European Bistro. This one is pretty available. It's widely available, so you can definitely still get this. I got this one because my husband and I went to Italy and France and Spain on our honeymoon, so we went to a lot of places that look just like this, and it reminds me a lot of that. It just takes me back there. And I know looks like there's going to be some reflection here. Oh, and sorry, if I move my face to show you what I'm looking at, then it's going to focus on my face. So I will, yeah, try my best to just kind of get in there. And let me see, does it have, it's by Victor Schweiko. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. And 16 count from 2008. Next we have another very widely available, popular one you've seen a bunch of times, I'm sure. It's Aurora Cabin. I only got this one kind of recently just because as I see people working on it, I absolutely love the way that the cabin lights glow. And I live in Norway, so the northern lights is very common here, although I've only seen them a handful of times because where I am in Norway, it's a little more south, so it depends. But last year was actually a great year for seeing them, so I'm hoping we can get some more this year. But I love the reflection. The sky, it just looks like such a cozy, quiet night, but I love the way the lights show up in that cabin. And it is by Kim Norlien. What was this from? Does it have a date? It's on 16 count as well. Oh yeah, I can show you guys the back too. Sorry, I didn't do that for the other one. But it's not like super colorful, because there is mostly like blues and stuff, but the cabin lights are gonna pop. Let me see if I can find a date. Sometimes, I don't know why they just don't put the date in the same place every time. That would make it a lot easier. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not seeing one, but anyway, widely available. Okay. This next one is Santa's Midnight Ride. And I'm not like too into Santas or stitching Santas, but this one I absolutely love because I think partly because it reminds me of this version of The Night Before Christmas I had when I was young. Well, I still have it, but just absolutely gorgeous illustrations, and it reminds me of that. But also I love the sleigh and those reindeer on it, and the sky in the background is gorgeous, plus all the little toys, and I just really love this one little teddy bear there. And it is on navy dark Ada. And this one is by Donna Race, 14 count. No, sorry, not 14 count. That was inches. 18 count. Sorry, 18 count. And does this one have a date? No, not that I can see. But also, this is pretty available. Okay. This next one, another widely available one, is Guardian of the Sea. No, sorry, Rocky Point. That's my other one. This one is actually, I haven't shown this because my mother recently came to visit and brought this one along. So I haven't shown this on my Flosstube, though I'm sure you've seen it a bunch of times. And originally I kind of passed over this one, but I just, if you look at the waves, I've seen someone working on it and like the waves look amazing. I absolutely love how the waves come out in the dimension. It looks just so foamy and like, yeah, I don't know, it's a lot of nice detail in there, and the way it like falls on the rocks and the sky, the way the lighting is on the lighthouse. It's really pretty. And this one is by James Hemsworth, and 18 count ivory Ada. Oh yeah, I could show you the back. Is there a date? Not that I'm seeing, of course. Yep. Okay. Okay, this one is not widely available, but you can sometimes find it on eBay, as I did. And this one is called Aurora. Gorgeous. And again, partly drawn to it because of where I live, but it's so pretty. Look at the colors. That polar bear, oh, looks so lifelike. And then her in her gown and whatever she's doing with her magic. It's gorgeous. But it is pricey when you find it on eBay, usually. It's the most I've ever paid for a kit. Yeah, but it's just so pretty. And this one is on a 16 count light blue Ada. And it's by Bente Schlick. 2012, there's a date. Yeah, so pretty. Okay. And next is another fairly recent one I got, called Silent Flight. And this one you can definitely still get. And again, another one that I originally kind of passed up on, but then I saw it again from a different angle, and it reminds me a lot of Lord of the Rings now. And I love Lord of the Rings. It's my favorite movies, and I'm rereading the whole series now, actually. But yeah, just the lighting, like it looks like this, well, the eagles are part of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and it looks like it's flying towards Mordor, where it rescues Frodo and Sam, and like it looks like that could be, I don't know, Mount Doom or something. And then someone, when I was showing this on just one of my Flosstube updates, someone else in the comments mentioned that this actually like looks like it could be a ring, like the ring, and doesn't it? So now I like it even more. Yeah. Let's see, this is by R.W. Hedge, and it is on 18 count beige Ada. Okay, this one, It says thread sorter. Okay, I guess this one is a US. It was made in the US, even though it looks like one of the ones that come pre-sorted, but this one does not. From like the other ones are from China, I believe, and they already pre-sort threads. This one, it says it comes with a color thread sorter, color-coded thread sorter, but it looks like you have to put that on yourself unless it's hiding. Yeah. Does it have a date? 2005. Okay, and I do have some coffee here. Keep me going. I'll try not to slurp. I had some comments when I had coffee in one of my other videos that my slurping was too loud, so I'm sorry. All right, this is an older one in an older packaging I got secondhand, but it's not opened. It's just a little beat up. And it's called Hidden Spirits. And even though it's not in print, you can find this one for a very reasonable price on eBay. It is 18 count Navy Ada. 2001. And the reason I love this one is because of all the hidden spirits in it. And the moon. Love the moon. But you can see this one is probably one of the most obvious ones. Up in the sky. And then, you know, he's got this guy beside him. But then, doesn't that look like a dog head? I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a dog. And then there's, I know I saw some other things in here. Oh yeah, okay, this is like a hard one to find, but if you see it, I hope the lighting will show it. If you can look at this mountain over here, there's a face of a wolf in that. I don't know, hope you can, it shows up on the camera, but it's pretty cool. So literal, and I'm sure when you stitch it, it'll come out like, so you can see it a little better. Let's see if I can find another one. It's like hidden picture. It seems like there should be one in that cloud. Maybe that's one that will come out when you stitch it, but yeah, beautiful. Oh, just connecting with nature. Okay. This one, another popular, widely available one, is A Treasured Time. And it is by Dennis P. Lewin. Trying to look for a date. 16 count Dove Gray Ada. 1998. But I love this scene with the detail in it, and I love houses like that. I love kind of Victorian style houses and just nice cozy cottages. But also I love the frozen lake and the skaters, and there's I like the lampposts. There's little bunnies over here in the corner, and the details on the steps and just all the people doing their thing. And there's even people building a snowman over here. The more you look, it's like the more you find, that type of thing. So I really like that. This one came opened here, but not like nothing was taken out or anything. Everything's as it came. But here's the back. I don't think I've been showing everyone all the backs. Sorry. Okay, this one, another nice winter scene. I have a lot of winter scenes. And this one, even though I believe it's out of print, but you can still find it on eBay for a reasonable price. What is this, Winter Morning? Yeah, Winter Morning by Russell Cobain. It's so peaceful. And I think it looks very lifelike. the ducks, and the way that sun is. And then in the field, is that horses? I think they're horses. Beautiful. And this one is 14 count white Ada. And let's see, does that have a date or anything? Yeah. And this is the back. So I'm thinking if it's white, then probably there's some areas of the snow that's not stitched, but that whole sky is. But so pretty, such pretty colors. All right, this one you can get one of the lighthouses, Guardian of the Sea. I absolutely love the colors in here. And I got this on Amazon, like really cheap, like, I don't know, it was like $14.99, maybe $15.99, like last year. So super reasonable for that. But yeah, again, like the waves. And I love the little house that goes in this lighthouse, little cottage, and it's cozy with the smoke coming out. And I just love the colors of the sky. And those flowers and trees, and that's so pretty. Anyway, this one is on a 14 count ivory Ada. And there's the back. Oh, it's by Nikki Boheme. Or Bomi. I've heard it pronounced different ways. Bomi, I guess. Yeah. But I don't see date on that one either, but you can get this one for sure. All right, this one is another kind of hard to find one in an old packaging. Thunder Ridge. And I just, again, the colors get me. I love the colors. And the way that those colors pop on like that grayish blue sky. It's so gorgeous. And this one, when I got it on eBay, and it's open at the top, and this is like really old packaging where it's got a little handle, like a bag. But nothing was touched or anything. It does have, so since it's open, I can kind of show you. It's got a thread sorter, so you have to sort the threads yourself, but yeah, they have something at least you can put on it. And here are the threads. Yeah. Love the contrast of the colors. And then it's on a navy Ada. Let's see. Chris Cummings is the designer. 18 count navy Ada. So this one you can sometimes find. Pop up on eBay now and then. And sometimes it's not that bad. I think it's kind of priced as a typical European kit would be. But not if you're used to like Amazon prices, then it's more than that. All right. Okay. Next. This one I believe is out of print, but you can still find it on eBay again. And it is called Sleigh Ride. I know they made a stocking out of this one, so you can get the stocking version easier, I think. And this was a reprint for the Russian market. And let's see, it is by Nikki Boheme again. And no date that I can see. 16 count gray Ada. But this one, again, because of the houses, I love it. And the moon in the background, and the little horse pulling the carriage. They're getting a Christmas tree to bring back home, and the actual Christmas tree you can see there. Just a quiet winter's night. But look at the detail in the houses. Like, it looks like you could just walk right in. Like, well, yeah, this little balcony and the nice warm windows, the door, the steps, the cobblestone. It's just warming, and the smoke coming out of the chimney. And then trying to see as I'm showing you, but it's kind of hard to do, especially because it's like only focusing when I'm out of the picture. But yeah. Again, oh, 2 little snowmen. I don't even know what's in the picture because things just pop up. Okay. Another one that it's out of print but was reprinted for the Russian market, and now and then you can find it on eBay. Milady's Chateau. And who is the spy? Robert LeBron on 14 count, actually. So that's interesting. It's on a 14 count. Is there a year? 1995. And here's the back. And I love the little, what is it? A chateau, I guess. And those little cottages, I guess, in the background, and the shadows I love, like, of the sun coming in. It just looks like it's one of those nice summer, spring days where you go for a walk and it's like perfect temperature with a little breeze. Yeah. Okay, this is my last full-size gold collection. And this one I absolutely love, and it's very widely available, and a lot of people are doing it, and someone finished it. I want to say, was it Mama Bear Stitchery? I know she was far along on it or working on it, but I absolutely love this. Is one of my favorites. The colors, again, that cabin with the little lights in it and the deer and that little cardinal and the river and the Christmas tree. I'm sure you've heard about this like all the time, but I just love it. And the birch trees. Yeah, this has always just been one of my favorites. Gotta start it sometime soon. Love it. Yeah. All right, so next we move on to, well, I'll do my Dimensions Gold Petite, the only one that I have that isn't started. It is Quiet Night. Another winter. I want to be so sick of winter, especially because where I live, it's mostly winter. But it'll go well in the house, right? This one is by Fred Swan, 18 count. On the back. Man, I have so many of these like little house things, don't I? What is that? I'm looking at, it must be some kind of squirrel maybe or something, like, or a fox. Maybe it's a fox looking. Like, what is that little animal? I don't know if it's focusing, but it's something. It's too small to make out. It almost looks like there's a fire in this little area, doesn't it? Yeah, that's going to be a lot of, I think they're French knots, all of those snowflakes. Then, so this one is like, a mystery one. I do have a couple stamped ones. This one I have no idea how I got it. It just came when I got like some haul from the US for my mom. This one was just there and I'm like, I didn't order this. It must have been like a freebie with something. But this one is called Poppy Fields. And it's a regular dimensions petite. And it, well, I mean, it's stamped, so I don't know what it is. But I used to do stamped kits all the time when I first got into stitching. When I was in my teens, like all I did was stamped. But now I like counted, so I think I'm going to save this one in case my daughter is one day interested in stitching, which she is. She's 4 though, so she doesn't use a pattern or anything, or do X's, but she's getting into it, so maybe she can do that one someday. This is another one that's stamped from my days of when I was doing stamped stitching, but I never actually opened it. It's another Nikki Bomi, Cobblestone Retreat from Dimensions. Another one of those cottages. And this one is stamped though, so it has a lot of the dark is just stamped onto the fabric. And then if you can see, like it has the X's that you just stitch over. So again, maybe another one I save for her. That says 2001 on it. Okay. So now I'm going to move on to dimensions, regular dimensions, and also companies that used to be dimensions like Sunset. This one's Creative Accents. And it's, where is it? Okay, it's called Antique Teddies. 2002 on 14 count, it looks like. Yep. But I love this. It's so cute. There's a sticker. Yeah, there's a sticker covering this, but how cute is that? There's a little sampler in the background, a little like cross stitch sampler. Isn't that cute? That's so cute. And I love teddy bears, and he's holding like, it's hard to tell at first, but there's another little teddy bear in there. And I've just been so into teddy bears lately. Like well, when I was younger, teddy bears were my absolute favorite. I love them, and I've been looking more at teddy bear kits, and I'm like, oh, I want them all. But some of them are pretty pricey because they're out of print. But yeah, I need to start a teddy bear one. They're so sweet. And the apple, little house there. There. Quilt. It's so cute. I had a thought of doing this one for my son and maybe this one for my daughter, but I might just do them for me. Depending on what they like. But this one also, oh, love this one. I've been itching to start this one for a long time. It's called Honey Bear. And Luda, cross stitch with Luda, she finished this one, and it's so nice. It came out so good. Oh, it just makes me want to stitch it. But yeah, I love the actual bear is so cute. And then the bees with the honey. Look at that. It looks so realistic. And the little bee on there. The flower watering can. With the lighting on there like that. Old wagon. And the sunflowers. And it says on here, on the little wagon, I don't know if you can see it, high speed, but high is spelled H-Y. And yeah, it just looks so nice in the little, the dimensions there of the wood. Or is it rock? I think it's wood. But I want to start this one in not too distant future. Next is a regular dimensions kit. Again, opened, but not everything's inside. And it's called In Harmony. I love the way they the moon is glowing and they are glowing. And usually, since the cover photo is nothing, it does not do justice to the real one, I think this is going to be absolutely amazing stitched. And this one is by Colin Bogle, 14 count Navy Ada, 2007. That moon. I mean, look at the details in their faces. They look so lifelike. And the back. Lots of grays and blues and whites. Another wolf one. White Magic by Rusty Frentner. But again, another one, just the contrast and like how they'll glow. And just look at their faces and their eyes. Intense. And the birch trees I love. Birch trees just remind me of growing up in both New Hampshire, and we had a house in Maine, and especially in Maine where we had a cabin. So many birch trees. It just reminds me of that. And yep, this is on 14 count black Ada. So you won't be stitching, looks like the background, but yeah. Did I say the date? 2000. This one's so cute. Regular dimensions again, called Fruits and Veggies on 14 count. Oh, I love it. Well, I was trained as a dietitian, so this is in my wheelhouse, and I think this would be so cute in the kitchen. Especially, I'm hoping to get it done while my kids are still in the house and youngish. It's the Fruits and Veggie alphabet. And who's this by? Heather Rosas. It's not one you see too often, but I don't know if it's out of print or not, but you can still get it for a reasonable price. What is the date? Does it have one? I'm not sure. No. Anyway, yeah, so cute. And it has some less common ones on there, which I like. Okay, the last of my dimensions is a relatively new one for me that I got, called Chair with Flowers. And this one I had not seen until I watched Calico and Whimsy's kit parade a while ago, and she showed it, and I'm like, wow, even though it's not my style, I don't know, there's something about this one that I really liked. And I don't know, I think it's the flowers and like how they're in the vase, the little flower outside of it, but also the chair and the lighting coming in. Just something very simple and lifelike, but very, I don't know, kind of like a still life, I guess. But it's kind of making art out of the simple things, that type of thing. So this one is by Lynn Bordignon Snyder. I don't know if I said that right, but it's on 14 count white Ada, 2004. So you have to sort the threads. It's not a very colorful palette, although yeah, if you look in real life, like there's some really pretty like pastel colors in there that will contrast so well. All right, okay, now we are done the dimensions and on to all the other types that I have. And then after that, we'll do the ones I'm working on. So I'm just gonna pause and clean this part up and get to my other piles. All right, so I lied, I have one more dimensions kit, which is their Charts and Charms. And it's this one. What's it called? Santa Fe Stocking. And it contains the charms, buttons, bell items, the chart, and you have to get the fabric and floss yourself, but it gives you a floss list. But I like this, I like the vintagey look of it. And it says, the stockings were hung by the chimney with care. Jolly old St. Nicholas at the bottom. And look at little gingerbread, all those little, the snowmen, the decorations, and the vintage type, or the, I don't know if it's vintage, whatever, that different type of Santa face. I do want to do this one someday. I don't know who I would do it for, since I only have one of them, but we'll see. Okay, so that was my last dimensions. Then I'm going to start with some of the smaller kits and move into the larger or full-size kits. So this one is a Satsuma Street by Jody Rice, Ring-a-Ding Santa. And I got this one as a gift, and it's my only one that is on perforated paper. It's an ornament, yeah, 14 count perforated paper, and it has these pretty beads and sequins. And I've never really worked with those on stitching, so that would be fun. They're on the bell and his hat and suit and everywhere, so that would be really pretty. And it looks like they have a little collection. So if I enjoy doing this one, then I may have to do the rest, because I love collections, and every year I do stitch ornaments for my family. Okay, these next three kind of go together. And these are by Permin, which is a Scandinavian designer that you can find a lot of here in Norway. So they are like a series of scenes from cities. So I'll show you each one. They don't have names, they have numbers. So if you're interested, I can send you, well, I can tell you the number now. So this one is 921835. And this one is a San Francisco scene. Very small and sweet, but I love how they have one thing of color. The vehicle and everyone is color against the black and white background, so it pops. That's really cool. And I can picture them all hanging side by side together. But these would be pretty quick, I think. I say. Don't we all say that? So that's one, and this one is New York City. The taxi. And this one is London. And I told you I'd say the numbers. This London one is 921839. They all start with 92. So this is 1839. New York is 1838. And San Francisco is 1835. I don't know. I want to say they have another one that has a motorcycle in it, but I don't know if it's a certain city or anything. Okay, last little one is my only mill hill, but it's actually a mill hill that comes with a fabric instead of the perforated paper. And it is so cute. It's called Makes Your Heart Smile. And it just says, yeah, do what makes your heart smile. And so sweet. I love it. And there's a lot of beads in there for such a little thing. And yeah, it's that little kitty with a little bird on his head on a bike and those cute little colorful clouds. Definitely gonna do this like in not too long. Yeah, super cute. Okay, another one that's Permin that I got from a buy and sell site here in Norway. It's open, but not everything's in it. And it's of Bryggen in Bergen, the World Heritage Site that I've been to many times. And now they have shops, souvenir shops and artist shops, galleries, and a museum and restaurants all in between, like the little alleys, like you can walk down in between the houses. And it's so cool. It reminds me of Diagon Alley from Harry Potter. So a nice local one I can do. I've never seen this one available like in a store or online or anything. It was just being sold from somebody on our buy and sell site. Ooh, this one. Yay! This is a find, another one on that same site that I got at a deal considering what it is. It's Teresa Wensler, the whole kit of, is it The Guardian, I think it's called. Yeah, The Guardian. I love, love, love this. I've been itching to start this one for a long time too, but I'm a little intimidated because everybody says how intense Teresa Wensler's are with lots of quarters, stitching, and half crosses, and blends, which I'm okay with. It's just, it sounds like it's going to take a lot of time and concentration, and backstitching, especially that borders. The borders take forever. And it's a kit by Janlin, and I have heard that the kits can sometimes have like the wrong floss or missing floss. So, but apparently I checked their website. You can request the right ones if needed. And it comes, here's all the stuff. Oof. Look at that mess. What is it on? It's a 28 count even weave. And that's going to help make the quarter stitches and everything a lot easier. So that's nice. But yeah, I want to start this one pretty soon too. Okay. Next one came in a D-stash. Someone was just selling all of their cross stitch stuff, and this one came in here. So not something I would normally buy, but it came with all the stuff. So it's a Stony Creek collection from 1996 called Basket of Flowers. It is pretty. I think I'm just not crazy about the fabric, that color that it comes with. So I could switch out that. And it is sorted. I'm not sure if she had started it or not. Let's see, because it's like open. No, not started. But yeah, that's the fabric. I mean, I guess the colors would pop really nicely on this. If you see. So I'm sure it comes out better in person. And this one, does it say like the type of fabric? No. Oh, even weave. No, yeah, just even weave. It doesn't say what count or anything. Okay, next. Oh, this is another one I love and would love to start sometime not too long, but it's a Letistitch Starburst. I love this. Look at it. Oh, gorgeous. White lion and a fairy. And I just love all the flowers, the colors. Again, like I just love the oranges and yellows and reds contrasted with like the darker blues and whites and grays. Oh, so gorgeous. So this one I bought when, was it Hobby Jobby maybe? Sent out an email saying, hey, these kits are going to be going out of print, so here's your chance to get them. And it was at a discount, so I'm like, all right. I'm not sure if it's out of print yet, but I mean, the places I've checked that had it were sold out, except for a few. You can still get it in a few places. So just in case, you might want to get this now if you like it. Then another Letistitch that is similar to a lot of Christmas winter scenes that I have. And this is called Christmas Wood. But I like the animals all around the tree in this one. And again, the sky and the colors. Oh, I didn't show you on the other one, but Letistitch comes like this, already bobbinated. And it's a company of Luca-S. Uses anchor floss. And it tells you, just like Luca-S does, it tells you the difficulty, 4 out of 5 hearts. It tells you the number of colors, 53. Sorry, it's very crinkly, like it's that really loud crinkly type of plastic. It's on 16 count, Ada, and it tells you the like what types of crosses are in it. So full cross, and it looks like backstitch and French knots. So it's nice they have all that information. I haven't actually stitched one yet or started one of these yet, or a Luca-S, but I have a few and want to do them. This is, speaking of Luca-S, Luca-S is next. This one is called Leopard. And this one, one of my viewers sent me a picture of a finished one of this, and it is amazing. It looks so good, so lifelike, that it made me want to start, even though it's not my usual type of style or stitching, but that made me want to start it. It looks so good. And again, it has all the info on it here. 16 count Ada with anchor floss. It just uses actually, wow, this doesn't have any back stitch or anything. It just has full crosses. So it's a 3 out of 5 difficulty. Yeah, it's 27 colors. So this one is a pretty simple one, relatively. So I may have to start this one just because it looks so good. Okay, another Luca-S in a big package that, oh, it's one of my favorites. Not Forgotten. Oh, look how pretty that is. Again, it's the colors. Love it. And it reminds me of somewhere either in Italy or France. It's so peaceful and just, oh, I want to be there. Yeah, this one is 60 colors, 4 out of 5 skill level, 18 count Ada, but it only has full crosses, not even any backstitch. So, not bad. I want to start that. It's so bad. Okay. But yeah, and you can see a little bit of how the floss is. But I can't wait to open it. It's a nice little box, like a little present. Oh, 2021 by John Bradley. I forgot to look at the other dates and stuff, but yeah. Okay, this is another one that came in that same D-stash that actually was started by her. And again, I don't know that I'll stitch this because it's not my style. It's by the Heritage Collection by Susan Ryder, Windsor Castle. So I can show you what she had done. So again, on an even weave. Yeah, even weave. It uses DMC, so I could take the DMC if I'm not gonna stitch it. But yeah, she had started it. Which way does it go? She started on the grass somewhere, and maybe a part of the castle. It must go this way then. It's pretty small. So this is what she did. So yeah. Oh, 27 count even leaf. And then, let me see, she had, yeah, the flosses. They're on cards. They're like in the middle of everything. Yeah. And it has the number of DMC, so actually, if I need some, I can just take some from here, I guess. We'll see. All right. Does this one have a date on it? Not that I can see. All right, next. Okay, I've got one more pile besides the ones that I've started. So let's see, this one, another eBay one. So it came opened, but everything is there, and she put it in a separate envelope. It's a Bucilla, that's the fabric. So it just doesn't have the original packaging, but it has everything that it came with. Floss. Haven't even showed you what it is yet. It is, let me see the cover. The cutest little thing. It's called the Lineup. I've only seen this once on eBay, so I'm not sure how available it is, but I used to dance when I was younger, and I just think that is adorable. Little kids in dance class. And I just like the pictures in the background, what all the little kids are doing. They're wearing the little ballet slippers, holding on to each other. They're just so cute in their little leotards and tutus. And the shine on the floor. They are so cute. Definitely want to do that one. Not too long. All right, sorry, I'm just gonna put all this back a little bit. Never done a Bucilla kit either. There's so many that I have that I haven't actually started or done. This one is a brand I hadn't really heard of, called Cross My Heart Ink. Safari Sunset. And that is just, look at that, it's so pretty. It's on a black Ada, but look at the detail in those lines. And the silhouettes of the other animals, and that just fiery sun. That's gonna be so stunning, I think. I found it on, was it eBay or no? I think it might have been from the buy and sell we have here in Norway, but I can't quite remember. But look at those colors. So bright. So yeah, that's, I don't know if I'll start it anytime soon, but I really like it. Okay. This is another one, VDV, Colors of the Old City. I don't know what VDV sounds like, but I mean stands for, but it looks like something either Ukrainian or Russian. But look at, oh, I'll show you it first, but yeah. Colors of the Old City. Look how colorful that city is. I also really love townhouses. They're so charming. And trolleys. And just, this would be so fun. Look at that. Look at those colors. And what is it? Sorry. Does it say any details that I can read? Yeah, 16 count. Ada with DMC. Yeah. That's funny, they have the phone number as WhatsApp, the WhatsApp phone number. Anyway, yeah, so that's that one. This one is Design Works by Nene Thomas. It's actually the same artist as the Queen of Silk that I'm doing. If you've seen my, I'm going to show you since it's a kit I'm working on, but same designer, same company, and same artist. And it's called, what's it called? Blue Moon. And this one I won from Amber, Rogue Mama Stitcher, in one of her Instagram giveaways. And it was perfect because I think she drew my name, Stitching Moon, on a full moon, and I picked the blue moon. So that was pretty fun. I was gonna start it on the blue moon not last year. This year? Last year? I don't know, but it didn't happen. Too much was going on. Maybe another blue moon, but very pretty. It is on 14 count. So I don't think it would take too long. Looks like you do stitch though, all of these little things. You could just get a speckled fabric, but very pretty. The wings. Okay, where am I? So this one, it's called, what is it? Another Design Works, okay. Called Nature Surrounds Me. Not one that I see often. And it was one of the first I got when I got back into stitching again. Now I'm not so sure I would stitch it with all the other ones that I have because I feel like it's a little more pixelated than I would like. But I'm sure it would come out a lot better in person. Plus, I love the scene, but it seems like it would be a lot of, like, not too fun to stitch. And there's the back. And it is 14 count Ada. And looks like Alan Gianna or Gianna, I don't know. Okay, here's a Riolis kit called Northern Fairy Tale. Again, I got it just because of where I live, and the color's very pretty. That contrast again. More winter and northern lights. But the reflection on the water too, so nice, and stars. And this one is actually, that's interesting. So I know a lot of Riolis kits come with like a wool type thread, but this one actually says Anchor Floss and it says cotton. So this one is actually cotton. So it's not like the other ones where it's like a wool. So that's interesting. It's on 14 count black Ada. 29 colors from 2021. So maybe they stopped with the wool, I don't know. But if you didn't like the wool for some reason, this one does not have it. Still kind of sorted the same way on those bobbins. Very pretty colors. This is one I really want to start soon. Another Riolis, and I believe this one does have, yeah, this is the wool type threads. And it doesn't have a name, I don't know the name of the painting, but it's the one by Gustav Klimt. Mother and child. So sweet. Love this. Definitely want to start this one. But yeah, there, oh my god, there is a ton of this like off-whites. Oh my god, that, well, obviously there's a lot of skin, so yeah, be a lot of that, which might be tough being on white fabric, but you know, it's so nice. Okay, then we have a Bothy Threads kit with very crinkly packaging called the 12 Days of Christmas. Oh, there we go. And I think I had not seen this one around, but then I was going to buy something else, and then I saw this one and I had to get this one too because I just thought it was so pretty. There's a lot of detail and like specialty things in here. I don't know if you can tell from the picture. And look at the colors. And there's so much sparkle. Look at all that. Oh my god. That looks like a type. It doesn't look like a blending filament like I've used. It looks different, so I'm wondering how that will be. So it has couching, French knots, backstitching, metallic gold. Okay, here it tells you. 14 count Aida. It has the cottons, the pearl, metallic gold, beads, sequins. So that's got a lot of stuff. But, oh, it would look so gorgeous. I really like that style of it. Yeah, now that I look at it again, I really would love to do this one. Yeah. Okay, now we're into my RTO kits. I really like their style, the art they have. They have long names sometimes. The whole name is This is the Story of Little Red Riding Hood. But isn't it cute? It doesn't look like it'd be too long to do or big to do. Well, compared to the other ones that I have. Fun colors. And RTO uses DMC threads, and I'm doing one now that I'll show you, and they're simple to follow. They do have blends, but it's not been too hard. The way they do it, it's pretty easy to read and follow. Let's see, is there an artist or anything? Ekaterina Kostigova. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to pronounce these right, but yeah. Okay, another RTO that wouldn't take too long, and I got because of it reminds me of me and my husband a lot. It's called Engagement. And someday I'll do this for us. And it reminds me of us because we're both tall and tall and a little lanky. And he actually, it's funny because we met in the US. He's Norwegian, and he would always wear these like capri style pants, like European type style, and he just kind of has that little slouch sometimes about him. And then I was the one who kissed him first, and she's like leaning in, and it has like a cafe in the background. We love going to cafes. So it just, yeah, we both have brown hair. His is a little bit darker, but yeah, that just really reminds me of us. It looks like they have others too that I haven't actually seen, but they have a couple others that are similar. There's back. Again, see, not much floss at all. Looks like a lot of back stitching, but yeah. What else? It's just on 14 count Aida. Oh, another nice RTO that I love. I mean, don't I love them all? But the next two are going to be, again, that contrast of colors that I absolutely love. This is Under Forest Coverlet. Look at that. The moon, the wolf. I really love moons and wolves. And just her red hair, how it is. like glowing. And this one has, I'm wondering if that's all backstitch, I think. And then some, well, they look like they might be X's actually instead of French knots. A lot of like stuff come to life with just backstitch though, it looks like. Love that. And what is this one? 14 count Ada, the navy, it looks like. So many blues. I stitch a lot of blue, apparently. Then we have, again, same type of thing going on. Red Mermaid. Another one I just really want to start. So pretty. And just the way her scales look like they're glowing. And look at her hands. I haven't really noticed that much, but it's so pretty. It's again same kind of navy Ada, looks very similar to the other one except look at those like rainbow colors. So nice. Yes. Oh, I think it looks like the person I said last time was the chart designer, but the artist is Victor Nizovsev. I'm not even gonna bother. Okay. RTO again. Fairy tales live on the roofs. Love the like just the sentiment of this one. Just little fairy, dreamy fairy tale. I mean, it's a little girl, not a fairy, I think, but fairy tales up on the rooftops. And a little white bird. This is a ton of backstitching. But the effect, I love. Okay, this is my last unstarted kit. RTO again, that reminds me of my husband and I. Wind of the Roofs. Couldn't it be the same couple now on their honeymoon after they got engaged? Because that's kind of what we did. We were in Europe, just really like savoring the food and the wine, overlooking the city. And again, I love the contrast of like the pops of color against the black and white and gray. Yeah, have a little picnic with wine. That's exactly what we did. Some croissants and berries and so nice. And the back. I think most of their things are 14 count Ada. This one is, yes. So we made it through my unstarted kits. Now I'm gonna get to my ones that I've already started. There's not too many. My chair is kind of making noise. Considering all the kits I have, I haven't started too many of them. I've finished one. Actually, maybe I'll show you that because it's right over, hanging right there. This was when I was a monogamous stitcher, of course. That's why I finished it before I started Flosstube or found Flosstube. So, well, I'll do that one at the very end, if I remember, hopefully. So this one I recently showed on my last update, my Flosstube update. One of my favorites, and it is Dimensions Gold Collection. Sorry, it's like the fold is catching on the fabric, so it's like pattern, so it's hard to take out. Fall Fairy was a birthday start of mine. And you know I'm going to say the colors. So pretty. And I don't have a big start on this one, but Even the color of the fabric. Okay, I'm taking out the threads with it too. What is happening here? Oh my god, it's stuck to my magnet. Okay. Which way? This way. So I don't have much, but I'm loving all of it so far. Colors are coming out so good. And I'm working my way down, so I'll be in the tree for a while, but that's okay. Love that. Hopefully I'll get to be working on that again soon. It's on a 16 count Dove Gray Ada. Okay. Next is my Dimensions Gold Collection Petite. Kiss for a Snowman. Adorable. Oh, I haven't said the artist or anything on these. 18 count Ada by... who's it by? Hazel Lincoln. And this one, they're deceivingly complicated and take a long time. But here I am so far. So cute. I don't even have any back stitch or anything in it, and it's already coming out amazing. So yeah, they do the level of detail for something so small. That's why they can take a long time, and some people find them difficult just because there's a lot of color changes because of this, how small they are. And it's hard. They use a lot of different strands of thread, like 6, 3, 2, 1, all that. But it looks so good. So yeah, I gotta keep that one coming along. Oh, every time I look at it, I just want to do it. Look at the little girl. It's so colorful. And when I add backstitch, I mean, that's gonna pop so much. Then I've got a DMC kit. It's bent, the cover. It's called Flower Fairies. Well, there's a series of Flower Fairies. This is called the Pink Fairies. Now, it's not this background here. It's just this inner square. So sweet. So I don't have too much done on this, but it's a start of the flowers. Wait, does it go? Oh, yeah, I think it goes that way. It's not a big piece, but it's still a lot of stitching. I like the muted colors and the vintage style of this too. Zipper. Then a crowd favorite. This one I kind of abandoned, unfortunately, because my goal was to finish it last year, and I could have done it, except then I had a baby towards the end of the year, and things were a bit tough towards the end of the year, so I wasn't able to work so much on it. I think I was doing it every other day. I don't even remember, but I was so close. I mean, I still have a lot to do, but I'll have to make it a focus at another later date. But this is Designworks Queen of Silk. And I absolutely love how she is coming out. And you guys do too. So I'm sorry she hasn't come out in a while, but someday, I promise. And this is on a 14 count, like oatmeal-ish, flax-ish type soft Ada. And she's big. She is big. But look at her. Her kimono, and look at like just all the detail, and that took a while to do all that, but it's super pretty. The tree, I was in the tree forever, and then there's a lot of sparkle in here that doesn't come out well on camera. So in her crown, and then let's see. I'm trying to do backstitch as I go. I don't have quite all of it yet. Oh yeah, you can see like that's the back. She's got like a dragon tattoo on her back. And then, oh, the beautiful kimono. I know I've enabled some people to start this. Yeah, she is gonna be gorgeous. But I was moving, like, I think in the beginning of the year, I had just like, I had a lot of the tree, but then, and then maybe down to here. And then in that year, just, I was able to do all of that while working on other things. So I think I could have done it. I don't know. I just spilled my coffee. There wasn't much left. Didn't go on anything important. I'll just have to clean that up later. Oh boy. Used to spills around here with two, well, not a toddler, a 4-year-old, a baby, and me. I swear, I make just as much messes as they do. Okay. And last but not least is an RTO. Called Forest Heartbeat. Yep. Love this. The moon is in her hair, hugging her wolf. And I love the trees, the pine trees. And it really reminds me of where I live. All those pines and the color of the sky. And this one's fun to stitch. Even though it's not very colorful, I'm just really liking stitching it. Let me see. So I'm trying to put the back without being too wrinkly. So 14 count Aida. And there I am. It looks so good. I love the way her face is coming out. I love it. And I love the trees. Like, it looks so good. I did make some mistakes somewhere, but you can't tell. And then I'm getting into the wolf and some of her arm. There's going to be a lot of wolf. But, oh, I love it. I love it. I want to stitch all of them. Okay, well, this is just making me want to stitch all the things I don't have time to stitch. But someday. It also makes me realize I don't need to buy anything, because I was itching to buy stuff, but I really don't need to. So last, I guess I'll show you the finished dimensions that I have. Let me see. I'm going to take it off the wall over here, BRB. Now, please don't laugh at the finish. It was my first. I did it myself, and it's not framed. And I cut out a piece of cardboard, but I have felt behind it, so that's okay. But it is not straight. I'm sorry. It is kind of a mess looking. But this was hanging back behind me for a while when I was in my old apartment filming. So it is, yeah, it's crooked, but it's kind of charming because it was my first like finish myself. I was planning like to get it in a frame, but that just never happened. So, and it's not straight, so it's not like it's gonna fit in a frame. So I did lace it on the back. I think this is, what is it called? Twilight? I think it's called Twilight, but it's a regular dimensions, not a gold. But I think it came out so nice. These are all French knots, the stars. I love the reflection and the way the moon is glowing. There is some blending filament in the wings and in this stuff, fairy dust. Can't tell like at all on camera. It's very subtle, even in person, but it is there. Now, this was like my first big kit that I did, and I made some pretty big mistakes. Luckily, you can't really notice unless I tell you, which then maybe you'll notice. But just to show you that it doesn't matter if you mess up on these, like go for it. If you want to do one of these and you haven't, just do it, and it's fine if you mess up. Like I messed up so bad that I had to use different floss because I ran out of floss for doing the wrong thing. So again, first dimensions, I didn't realize like there was half crosses. I mean, I did because I saw the key, but I didn't really pay too much attention until I ran out of floss for something. I'm like, what? Because I used full cross, like the whole moon is supposed to be half cross, but I used full cross in all of this light blue. If you can see, that's supposed to be half cross, like the rest of it. So I did that, and then I just had to find like another thread for something else you were supposed to use that color for. I think it was supposed to be in a blend of like things over here and over here. So I just had to pick something else I had, but it came out fine. And it kind of makes the dimension of it, it kind of, because they're like, you know, the patches on the moon, it looks like maybe a little more depth. I don't know. We can say that. And also the moon isn't completely round because I started that and like I think I did this too much over instead of in, so it's not even a round moon. But I like to look at it. And it was on my first dark fabric, the navy. 14 count. And there was, let me tell you, there was so much, believe it or not, backstitching in all this black. You can see it at the top, right? But they made you backstitch like all in here, which you can't even see. So, well, no, not all in there. On the top though, like this part, but you can't see most of it. You can see the ones obviously coming up, but it was tough to backstitch. And I was like a monogamous stitcher at this point, so I got a little sick of that, but I finished it. So that's cool. Anyway, I think that concludes my kit parade. If you're new here, thank you for watching, but also I don't just stitch kits. I do a whole bunch of variety of things like full coverage and just regular things from patterns. I don't know, just a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, the one kit I didn't show that I'm doing is a baby blanket that I'm working on for my son. It's a stamped, it came in a kit, so technically it's a kit, but I just showed that also on my last update video and on Instagram. So if you want to see that, go check that out, or just stick around for my future updates. So yes, I hear my baby crying now. I think my husband's got him, but I should probably get going. That's my cue. So I'll see you next update.